vlog. It is pretty late, but I needed to get this one started because it is already Thursday. I'm going to be doing my skincare routine and giving you my reading update. I'm going to put this cute little skincare headband on. I don't always put it on, but why not? To keep my hair out of the way. So, first update, I started reading Eclipse. I'm about 150 pages in. This is the Lactic Acid by The Ordinary. I'm going to put that on first. I washed my face with the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. I've been using it for years. I love it. In Eclipse, honestly, I like the Jacob scenes better so far anyway, just because Edward's being so overprotective to the point where it's a little ridiculous. And then today I also finished my audiobook, which I feel like I don't talk enough about the audiobooks that I'm reading. I always kind of just forget about them. This is the Clinique All About Eyes. I'm like under eye moisturizer. It's not a necessary step, but I'm just trying to use this up. I finished Love Her or Lose Her, I think it's called, by Tessa Bailey. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars just because like it was good. It was entertaining. I like Tessa Bailey's writing, but like it was a different format of romance than I have read before, and I'm not sure it was really like one for me. It was like sort of a second chance romance also almost, because it was a married couple who had a big falling out and then were trying to find their way back to each other, which was interesting. It was a different change of pace. Like, it was okay. The characters sometimes were like so stubborn and like wouldn't just talk to each other. It was a little annoying, but that was kind of the point. I do like very much that it normalized like them going to therapy. I thought that was really cool. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge, by the way. My favorite moisturizer. Then I picked out another audiobook. I have not started it yet. I rented A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tara Mafi. I'm very excited to start it. I don't know a whole lot about it. If I'm being completely honest, I don't remember what the plot was. It came out a few years ago, and it's been on my radar the whole time that I've wanted to read it, but I just haven't yet. I do own a copy, but I'm going to listen to the audiobook. I, again, don't remember the synopsis, but I'm very excited to go ahead and pick that up. Lastly, I have the Rose Hip Seed Oil from The Ordinary as well. I just put a couple drops of that. This stuff is my favorite product ever. Like, if I could pick one extra product that wasn't just like SPF or face wash, it would be this. So that is my reading update. I will probably update you throughout this weekend. I hope to get a lot of reading done. I was so productive with my reading last weekend. I hope maybe I could somehow replicate that. I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but I at least would like to finish Eclipse, and I think I can finish this audiobook too because it's really short, like only 6 or 7 hours. So I will update you later. Hello, a quick update. It is pretty late Saturday night. I just finished my reread of Eclipse. I really like this one. I will say this one drags on a bit. There's a lot of backstories of characters. Like, we've got Jasper's, Rosalie's backstory, and we've got like the legends that we listen to as well, so it just dragged on a little bit. I still really enjoyed it. I love the finale part of this book. So much happens and it's so good, and I just love Jacob so much. I love Edward too, but I love Jacob. I had a lot of fun just reading my notes in this book, to be honest. It's so much fun. I'm so glad I annotated some copies of these because it's just fun reading all my notes. I write a lot that like Bella needs to chill out, or Edward needs to chill out, or appreciation for Charlie because I love him, and just all this fun stuff. So it was a fun reread. 5 out of 5 stars. I won't be picking up Breaking Dawn right now, but I definitely will be probably this month, if not July. Next, I decided to pick up Snow Like Ashes next by Sarah Rosh. I'm just feeling like picking up something that's not reread. I just feel like reading something new, a new world, completely immersing myself in something new. And also, I follow this author on TikTok, and I have just been loving her content there. This book has been on my TBR for so long, I don't even want to think about it. Like, I don't know where I bought this. It has a little black mark, so I'm thinking Book Outlet or Thrift Books or somewhere like that, like somewhere used, but I honestly don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this up next. I don't know even a whole lot of what it's about, and I know it's a series, but I don't know how many are in the series, and it doesn't say on the back, so I don't know. I'm just gonna pick it up. I'm excited to pick something up new. I know it has something to do with like weather provinces or something, sort of like Court of Thorns and Roses, so everything's split up by like season. So I'm very excited to pick it up, and I will update you tomorrow when I start it, see how I like it. Hello, reading update. I just finished my workout, but I thought I would do a update for what I have been reading today. So I finished one of my audiobooks today. I finished A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi. I liked it. I liked the main character. I liked the very important commentary of this book and that the main character had on how society was. It was taking place in the past. It was like, I believe it was right after 9/11, so it's in like the 2001-2002 area, which obviously like the political and like social climate in the US was a lot different than it was before that, and then it even is now. So it was very interesting, and I feel like I did learn a lot that I maybe didn't know before. Sort of, I kind of have been exposed to that idea before, but it was in a new perspective, and I liked that part. But other than that, the story felt really rushed. I enjoyed the romance, I thought they were great together, but it was so rushed, them liking each other, being together, not being together, being together, not being together, like, and it was just so fast of a book, and there wasn't enough time to really develop enough feelings for the characters, that it just felt really rushed and like weirdly paced. I think it could have done with another 100 pages or something. Like, there could have been more developed, I think. And the other thing, is it just me, or look, in 2001 I was 3 years old, so I don't remember it very well, but why was the main character and her brother so obsessed with breakdancing of all things? Like, and why did I have to listen about it? I didn't understand why that was a thing. Was that a big thing in 2001, 2002? I don't know, but it was a weird niche sort of hobby for these kids to be really into. Like, I did not expect that. And they were like breakdancing competitions and stuff. Is that a thing? The only thing I can think of is like the Step Up movies, and I don't even remember what those are about. But I think those might have been breakdancing, but that could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, that was a little weird, but it was good overall. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars. I started Snow Like Ashes. I am like 37 pages in. I'm enjoying it. The magic system is very intriguing, and I'm already sort of sensing a romance, I think, which I like. I didn't get very far into this one though, because I also decided I wanted to pick up Goblet of Fire, and I know I literally said, oh, I'm so excited to pick something up new that I haven't read, and then yesterday I was like, I'm gonna read Goblet of Fire, so I'm almost done with that. I started it yesterday. I'm like 400 pages in, and I just finished the second task, so I'll be finishing that tonight. And I also, so many reading updates, picked up a new audiobook. I had seen a list on Instagram of some great romance books written by Black authors, and I picked up one of those, The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. I am only on chapter like 3, but it's an interesting premise so far. The main character was left at the altar, and now I believe there's going to be a romance develop with that guy's brother, which is gonna be quite fun, I think. And I already really like the main character. She's a wedding planner, ironically, and she's a very like organized, logical kind of gal, and I connect with that a lot. That's how my brain works. So I'm very excited to keep reading, and I will update you later. Hello, a reading update from Wednesday night. So last night I finished The Worst Best Man on audiobook. I really enjoyed it. It was a pretty cute romance. I really enjoyed the character development of each of the characters, but I think there could have been more development in the relationship. I just don't think we spent enough time in the book with them together. Like, there were some steamy scenes and there were some good conversations, but there was never really them dating, so I think there could have been more of that. Other than that, it was super enjoyable. It was quite funny, and I liked the like wedding planning part of it. I thought that was really interesting. So overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and it was a quick read. I already picked up another audiobook actually, because I put some holds on some audiobooks at the library, and it said it would take like 3 or 4 weeks, and then they were here like in 2 days, so I started that. I got 2 that came through, the wedding date and the proposal. Those are both by Jasmine Gilroy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I started the wedding date because that one came out first. I'm only like an hour in, although I'm going to listen to some more tonight, and I am really enjoying that one. It is very fun. There's already been a stuck in an elevator scene, and the fake dating trope seems to be the main thing going on here, so I'm having lots of fun. I think it's going to be a really cute read, and I cannot wait to keep reading it. I also did have a 3rd audiobook coming on hold. I need to stop putting holds on so many audiobooks, but this one is actually a nonfiction, and I'm probably going to take my time reading it. It's just a book on intuitive eating, and just I've seen a lot of dietitians on YouTube and on TikTok, registered dietitians, recommend this one for intuitive eating, and I've been trying to learn more about that one. I can't think of who writes it, but when I start it I might talk more about it if there's anything I feel like sharing from that one. And finally, I have also gotten a little farther in Snow Like Ashes. I meant to read a lot more today than I did, and I didn't, so whoops. But I'm about 100 pages in, which means I've got, what, like 300 pages left-ish. One big thing has happened so far, which was very exciting. So far, we're just sort of building the world. It's very interesting. So there's the 4 seasons, and then there's 4 rhythm kingdoms, which I think are just like human. They're all human, but like normal kingdoms is kind of what I'm getting. I'm not entirely sure what the rhythm kingdoms are, but it's very interesting. I like the main character. She's a total smartass, so I love her, and I do like where the romance I think could be going. I think it would be real cute. We love a royal romance. So yeah, I am enjoying all my books right now. I'm gonna go listen to my audiobook a little bit more and then head to bed, and I'll update you tomorrow. Hello, an update. I ended up finishing the wedding date just now, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite the cute read. I think the characters had a lot of great chemistry together, and they are both really solid characters on their own, and I actually really liked hearing about each of their careers as well. Drew was a pediatric surgeon, and she worked in the mayor's office and was working on this really cool proposal for this like program for at-risk youth to help keep them out of trouble, and even if they did get in trouble, it was a way to like build them back up and make sure that they knew that people cared about them so they could still pursue college, education, or career, or whatever it is. And I thought that was really cool. Overall, it was a really cute book. It wasn't like super steamy, like there was some scenes like that, but it wasn't like overwhelming. There was quite a few like fade to black scenes kind of thing like you would see in a YA book, but I really enjoyed it. I also think there were a lot of interesting and like really well placed conversations that were important to read about, especially me. Like I'm a white woman. I don't understand her experience in a way that, you know, any black woman reading the book could, and I thought it was really interesting. She had a conversation with her boyfriend. One of them was like, she's like, will there be any black people at this party? I want to know before I go if I'm going to be the only black person in the room. And I thought that was a super interesting thing to bring up, and really something I've never thought about. I've never had to think about it, but I think it's really important to acknowledge that others do have to think about that. So that was really interesting. And she also had quite a few conversations just with him about how people make offhanded comments, and you know, that's just part of her life. And like there was the one guy who was like, so where are you really from? I hate that question. I've never asked someone that. I mean, come on. But people are like that, and it's a stupid question. She was from California. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just I really like how the book brought that up in such a subtle way. Like, yeah, it's a romance book, it's light, it's fluffy, it didn't get too deep really anywhere, but it was still able to bring such important topics to the like forefront, so I really liked that. And there was also quite a bit on like body positivity, which I really liked as well, because I just liked the way that she thought about it. Like one moment she would be feeling bad because she didn't look like the other girl in the room, and like I'm sure every single girl gets that. Every single person gets that they don't look like someone else and they feel bad about themselves. They compare themselves to others, and then she would like be able to bring it back around and remind herself that like but I like me and he likes how I look, and you know, it sort of works out. So I thought that was a really good commentary in the book as well. So I gave this one a 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. And like I said before, the other book by Jasmine also came in as a library hold, The Proposal. It's the second in this like series. I don't think any of the characters are like specifically connected, but I think they're all like the same universe kind of thing. And so I'm gonna start that one. I don't know if I'm gonna start it today or tomorrow, but I'm really enjoying these romance reads. I'm having fun. I do think I'm going to focus more on Snow Like Ashes today. I don't know if I'll be able to finish. I have like 300 pages left, so probably not. But I want to read like 100 pages or so because I'd like to finish that this weekend. And yeah, that is my reading update. I am in a big reading mood right now. I'm really feeling it. I just want to read audiobooks and books and chill, and it's a lot of fun. And for the first time, I literally think since like the first few weeks of January, I think this is the first time I am caught up on my Goodreads goal. It doesn't tell me I'm 8 books behind on my goal. It says I am just in time, just on track. So that's fun. I am going to go do a workout and I will read some more of Snow Like Ashes later, and if I have any thoughts, I will give you an update. I forgot to say that I also started the intuitive eating book that I was talking about. It's called Intuitive Eating, a Revolutionary Program That Works by Evelyn Tribble and Elise Raish. They are both registered dietitians. I am only 20 minutes in, but I am liking it so far. I am very excited to learn more about this. I've been wary to look up sources from just anywhere on stuff like this when I want to really be consuming something that's scientific and like has the evidence to back it. I don't want to be looking up diets on Pinterest. Like, that's not what the whole point of intuitive eating is, so that's why I waited for this library hold, and I'm already really enjoying it, and it's only been 20 minutes. So that is just my little update on that one. This one I probably will take a little bit longer to read. One, it's a longer audiobook, it's 13.5 hours, and 2, I probably will just take a bit longer to listen to it since it's, you know, not as exciting as a romance book. But just wanted to update on that one, and now I'm gonna go work out, and I'll update you later if I have any new ideas on Snow Like Ashes. Hello, an update. So it is a very late Thursday night, but I wanted to update on Snow Like Ashes. I only read about 80 pages tonight. I did go on TikTok for a while, but you know, whatever. So I'm about 180 pages in, and I am really liking it. A twist that I was not expecting came up. There is a love triangle, sort of, and it's a fun one. We've got 2 future kings. One she grew up with all her life and is the king of winter, where she is from, and then we've got the king of Cordell. I already forgot. It's a made-up word, and she's engaged to him because she was sold off, basically, because she's one of the only winter women left, especially of like a marrying age, and they're trying to form an alliance, and that's the only thing they could come up with, and she's super mad because she was not told about this plan. I think we'd all be a little mad, but I think the dynamic that this is going to create in the story is going to be really interesting to read. Like, at the beginning of the book, I was like, wow, I love Mather. He is the king from winter, and he's sweet, and he's funny, and they have been best friends as the only kids left from winter. They grew up together, they're great, but I already really like the new guy, Theron. I think that's how you say it. He is pretty kind, he can write poetry, like, plus, you know, they're engaged, and at this point I don't think there's a way around that. I don't know if they're actually gonna get married, but for now they're engaged and that's not changing. So this is fun. I didn't think that this was gonna have so much like political intrigue. I really like that in a story. Makes me think of like Girls of Paper and Fire, Court and Thorns and Roses, like that sort of thing. I really like that. I thought it was gonna be more like rebel fighting war kind of stuff, and it is that. But it's really focusing on the fact that they are a kingdom of 8 people, and they have to align themselves with one of the other kingdoms if they are going to be able to take down Spring, who in the first place took down Winter. So I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really tired though, or I'd keep reading. Also, one other thing. Mira talks about this weapon, like throws it like a disc or something. I'm like, what? I've never heard of this thing. I can't even, it's like chakrim or something, another word I don't know. And I was like, what the hell is she talking about? And so I googled a picture and I was like, oh, it's literally this thing on the cover. Like that is the weapon. And I feel like I should have figured that out a little faster but when I looked at this cover, I thought it was like a portal or something, you know, like the mirror looking portals in Mortal Instruments. That's kind of what I was envisioning. But that is the weapon, just with some fun cover art of like the two, winter and spring. But I'm planning on finishing this tomorrow. I've got 250 pages left, I think. Also, another random thing, because I just flipped to the acknowledgements page. I haven't read it yet, but I love reading author acknowledgements. I think it's so good, and it just makes, I feel like they should be read. The author worked really hard on this book, and I want to hear how they got here, and I just want to hear about their experience and their life and blah blah blah. And I saw this girl on TikTok, and look, you can do whatever you want with your books if you own them. Live your life. I'm all for annotating, dog-earing, I don't care. But she literally ripped out pages. Like, if, like, all the, like, the copyright pages and stuff, ripped them out. The acknowledgements, and, like, this has a preview to the next book, ripped them out. For why? For why? You're telling me the author sat down and wrote their acknowledgements, thanked their mom and dad and their dog or whatever, and this girl doesn't read them. And not only does she not read them, she rips the pages out. First of all, you're never going to be able to resell those to used bookstores. So only you for the rest of your life will be able to read them. But anyway, that was a tangent, but I'm going to go to bed and finish that tomorrow, so I will update you tomorrow as I'm reading. Hello, a quick reading update. It is Saturday morning, about 8. I wanted to finish Snow Like Ashes so bad last night, but I ended up going to bed. I still have about 90 pages left. I will say I am enjoying this so much. I think it is so interesting, and every time I think I know what's going on and like I can kind of predict where the story's going, it does a full like 180 turn and we're going somewhere new. And so I think it's super exciting and like keeping me on the edge of my seat. We're taking turns everywhere and it's a lot of fun. I at this point have no predictions for what's gonna happen. Like, at the beginning of the book, I'm like, oh, so it's gonna be this, and then they were at the castle and I was like, oh, so we're gonna do like arranged marriage, it's gonna be that, okay. And then there was a battle and I was like, oh my god, and now we're here. And yeah, it's a lot. One part was so touching and sad but so hopeful too. So the Winterians, the people from Winter, have all been basically enslaved by Spring, and she is meeting some of these people who are in these like slave labor camps, and they show her this underground cave where they've all like carved their own histories into the wall, like traditions from Winter, from when they were back home. So like how their wedding ceremonies go, what they do on the first day of real winter, and like all this stuff. And it was just so heartbreaking but beautiful at the same time. So I thought that was a really cool detail. I'm really enjoying this book. I'm going to finish today. Hopefully I'll finish today. I only have 90 pages left, but that is my little update for now, and I will update you later today. Hello, so an update from Saturday night. I have just finished Snow Like Ashes, and oh my god, so much happened. There were so many different twists and turns. It was crazy. I literally never knew where we were gonna go from where we were. Like, it was just a constant switch up in the best way, and I absolutely loved it. I did guess the biggest twist at the, well, there's like 3 big twists at the end, and I guessed one of them towards the beginning. I had this idea and that came true, and then the other 2 things, didn't guess those, but man were they wild. There was a lot of emotion. Mira, such a badass. I love her so much, and it was just so good. I will say the romance definitely took a back seat, like a maybe even like, you know, third row seat in this book. But like if you've read this and you know what Mira has to go through in this book, it makes sense why she's not worrying about which boy she likes better. So like it made sense that the romance wasn't super in like the forefront of this story. I do think it'll definitely pick up in the other books. I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy, but it was really good. I will say with the love triangle situation, I don't know who I like better. Like, I don't know, the last time I feel like I was this torn between a love triangle was like Tessa with Will and Jim. Like, I loved them both in this book. Like, Mather, he went through so much. I feel like he's super underappreciated in this book just because Mira didn't spend as much time with him because of everything that happened. So I really hope that Mather gets a lot more attention in the sequel because I just feel like he deserves it. So many things happened to him and they're so sad. Like, his whole life changed and he just has to accept that like this and like keep going and keep doing what's best for Winter, and it just has to keep happening. And I feel so bad for him, but I love him, and he's still, even after all that, he's kind. Like, he's sad, but like he still so obviously shows how much he cares for Mira, and that I think means a lot. And then, but Theron, if that's how you say it, I also really like because he stood up to his dad, who's a psycho, by the way, and he's helping Mira with the resources he has, and he wants to create a more united world in this world, like, because there's 8 kingdoms, there's the seasons and the rhythms, and he says, why can't seasons and rhythms work together? Why do we have to be separated, and why do we have to hate each other? And I really like that philosophy that he has too. And they did have a cute little kiss scene, so that was fun. But yeah, so much happened. I love both of them. I love Mira, I love Sir, I love Hannah too, who was the queen before Winterfell. It got her like in flashbacks and stuff. Like, this book was really good. It was really good. I liked it. I don't have the other books. I don't know if I'll buy them. I might try and find them at the library just because I don't have any room on my shelves. So if I do happen to find some used copies, I might pick them up. But for now, I'm gonna pick something else up. I don't know what. So since I have no idea what I'm going to pick up next, I think I'm just going to end this reading vlog here since I did finish this book. As one more update, I did start the proposal. I'm like 10% in. It's fun so far. It has characters that are from the wedding date, which I always like when like you're telling the stories of all these different characters in a world, and it's super funny so far, which I like. And that's it though, because I've barely started it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close this reading vlog out. I'm gonna go pick out a new book. I don't know what yet, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you later.